The next morning, as the first rays of sunlight filtered through the curtains, Nkem woke to find Femi gone. On the pillow beside her was a note: "Last night was magical."
Welcome to Nena's Folktales. Join me as we explore captivating African stories rich in wisdom and culture. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more enchanting tales every week.
In the bustling city of Lagos, where the hustle and bustle never seemed to sleep, there was a small bar nestled in a corner of Victoria Island. It was called The Lantern, an oasis of dim lights and soft jazz that stood in stark contrast to the chaos outside. It was here that Nkem, a young woman with dreams as vast as the Atlantic, often found solace after long days working as a junior architect. Nkem had moved to Lagos from her hometown of Enugu 5 years ago, chasing the dream of designing skyscrapers that would pierce the sky. She was brilliant and driven, but the competitive world of architecture was not kind to a woman, especially one who refused to play by the old boysy rules. Each day in the office was a battle, and each night at the Lantern was her retreat. One humid Friday evening, Nkem found herself at her usual spot by the bar, nursing a glass of palm wine. The soft notes of the saxophone filled the air, and for a moment, she closed her eyes, letting the music wash over her. When she opened them, she noticed a man sitting a few stools away, watching her with curiosity. He was tall and striking, with an air of confidence that was hard to ignore. His name was Femi, and he was a software developer who had just returned from a 7-year stint in Silicon Valley. They struck up a conversation, finding common ground in their love for the city and their shared frustrations with the corporate world. As the night wore on, the conversation flowed as easily as the palm wine. They talked about their dreams, their fears, and the paths that had led them to this moment. Femi told Nkem about his startup plans, and she shared her vision of designing a sustainable housing project in Lagos. There was an undeniable connection between them, a spark that neither could ignore. The hours melted away, and soon the Lantern was closing. Femi offered to walk Nkem home, and she agreed, feeling a sense of safety and excitement she hadn't felt in a long time. The streets of Lagos were quieter now, the city's frenetic energy replaced by a peaceful stillness. As they walked, they continued to talk, their steps in sync as if they had known each other for years. When they reached Nkem's apartment building, there was a moment of hesitation. The night had been perfect, and neither wanted it to end. Femi leaned in, and Nkem felt her heart race as their lips met. It was a kiss filled with promise and possibility, a moment of connection in a city that often felt impersonal and cold. Nkem invited Femi up, and they spent the night together, their bodies and souls entwined in a dance of passion and vulnerability. It was a night that felt like a dream, a brief escape from their realities. The next morning, as the first rays of sunlight filtered through the curtains, Nkem woke to find Femi gone. On the pillow beside her was a note: "Last night was magical. Let's create something beautiful together. Call me, Femi." Below the message was his phone number. Nkem smiled as she read the note. It had been just one night, but it felt like the beginning of something more. She picked up her phone, her heart full of hope and excitement for what the future might hold. In the city of Lagos, where dreams are often deferred and hope is a rare commodity, Nkem and Femi had found a moment of connection. It was just one night, but it was a night that had the power to change everything.